rebranding is not the devil. However, there are some ways you can do it without, having people pick it. Controversial is kind of a strong word, but for lack of a better one of the most controversial rebranding happened with Uber. Uber had a very simple logo in the beginning. It was just, black and silver with the U. It was easy to recognize on your phone, which is important because, you don't want to be like hazy and drunk and have to figure out which app is the one to call your cab home. Uber decided to change its branding and they came out with a more complex logo that, I'm not gonna lie, kind of blends when you're searching for the app. The Uber logo met with some opposition, and that's partly because it looked nothing like its original logo, nothing. I mean, it was just the colors were different, the font was different, the overall look, the one was simple, one was complex, it was completely different. And the same thing with Airbnb. Airbnb, the original logo was just Airbnb, that A in this blue and white kind of cloudy sort of font. And it said what it was, air. I guess that's what they were going for, Airstream, Airbnb. And then they decided to switch it to this coral color and they made it look like a paperclip. The color went from blue to coral. I mean, you can't really go any more opposite of the color spectrum than to pick blue and orange. So, when you're thinking of changing your logo or changing your branding in general, you're gonna have to keep an element of the original logo so that, people don't get confused and be like, what the hell are you trying to pull? And you want to instill the same amount of confidence that your original logo had. One company that really did well, and I think it was hailed by all, was the recent rebranding of MasterCard. MasterCard, they went from, the two color circle logo with the font, and they just made it a more simpler, relevant today sort of logo. It's more clean, it's more contemporary. I think that's what they were going for. And it kind of said, this is not your mother's MasterCard or your grandmother's MasterCard, while, however, keeping the same level of confidence so that you didn't think that the company had a major corporate takeover and, what's going on with MasterCard. So if there's any takeaway with this, if you're thinking about rebranding your logo, maybe you pick something in the beginning and you're not happy with it now, or whatever reason, you did some soul searching and you were just like, I feel more whatever. Think about keeping at least one element of the original branding. Last thing I would say, when you change your logo or your branding, you are definitely recommunicating something to the customer. Change is usually met with opposition because people think, well, if the logo's changing, can I still trust the company? Is the company changing? Is it like a new CEO and is the company being rebought? Can I still expect the same product as before? So it's not just oh, I just went from red to blue, it looks fantastic. You're really communicating something to the client, or the customer rather, that says, we are going through some sort of metamorphosis. The thing is that metamorphosis that you want to communicate should be a good thing. You do not want to alienate the customer that was attracted to the original branding. So keep that in mind. Yeah, I'm done with that. To work with a branding consultant, I have a couple of really quick tips